Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Roll the pelvis forward, tighten the abdominals. Inhale, exhale. Roll the pelvis forward, tighten the abdominals. So there's 3 different things going on. It's really hard to coordinate all 3 at the same time. So I'm going to go over it one more time. So we're rolling the pelvis forward. Rolling the pelvis forward. Inhale, exhale, roll the pelvis forward. Inhale, exhale, tighten the abdominals, roll the pelvis forward. Inhale, exhale, tighten the abdominals, roll the pelvis forward. So everyone thinks that the heart is the most important organ, but no one understands what makes the blood pressure go up or down. And it's actually your breathing that controls your blood pressure and your blood flow. So the more you exhale, the more blood can get into your lungs in order to be oxygenated. Now there's 8 different breathing exercises that I teach. Inhale, exhale. This is the easiest one. Thank you. That's our very first exercise. Now this next one is for your joints. Shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, knee, ankle. I hope you can see my ankles from where I'm standing. So what I want you to do is go up on your toes, bend your knees, rock back on your heels. Up on your toes. So you're doing a reverse. Knee, hip, heel hit the ground. Knee, hip, bang the heel. So we're rolling the pelvis backwards. So hip, heel, ankle, knee, hip, heel, ankle. Knee, hip, heel, ankle, knee, hip, heel, ankle, knee, hip, heel. I hope you can see this. Okay, now we're going to go shoulder, elbow, wrist. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. This opens up the joints. Now, I know you're going to ask me, what is the breathing like? So you're going to inhale and exhale. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Now we're going to add the 2 together. Exhale. Inhale. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Ankle, knee, hip, heel. Okay, now we're going to reverse it. So we're going to throw the hip forward, hip, knee, ankle, bang the heel. So we're going to just do the reverse. Hip, knee, ankle, bang the heel. Hip, knee, ankle, bang the heel. Hip, knee, ankle. So you're thrusting. So it's a forward thrust. But we do it really slow. And now, so before we were going backwards, now we're going forward. So we call this joint rolling. So if there's any tension in your body, any tightness, this is what is going to loosen it up. Because it is the muscular tension that causes the blood to stagnate. It's that tension that restricts blood flow, blood oxygen, and nutrients to the brain. So we can make little small, or we can make big. So in the beginning, we do the big circles so we understand the entirety of the movement. And then we make smaller circles. And then we speed it up. I hope you can see the power in the smaller movement. And now you have to coordinate the breath. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. So there's more power in the smaller movements. Okay, now we're going to go side to side. I hope I don't have to explain to you how to go side to side. Okay, I'm going to play that one again. Okay, now that we've got the basic movement, we're going to go forward this time. Now we're going to speed it up. Now we're going to go backwards, nice and slow. Now we're going to speed it up. Now side to side. And you're going to lift your heel up. And again, all this is for joints. When we free up the joints, we automatically relax the muscles and we allow the blood to flow freely. This is actually called moving meditation. Now we're going to reverse direction. It looks a little weird. Now we're going to speed it up. Pick your feet up. Now reverse. Now slow it down. This is all to get a nice flow of your chi. Now big circle. And now small circle. Now turn your head side to side. Look over your shoulder. So this is obviously to get your neck muscles engaged. Now turn your upper body just a little bit so you can look behind you. Now, those of you who don't have neck problems, I want you to really shake your head. There you go. Now, my whole body is tingling. I don't know about your body, but my body is really, really tingling. Okay, now, this next one is going to be really fun. So this one is called swing arms, or I like to call it the lymph swing. Now we're going to go back to up on your toes. We're going to break this into 3 parts. So technically, it looks like this. But this is too difficult for some people to get right away. So we're going to break it into 3 parts. So part 1, up on your toes, bend your knees, rock back on your heels. Up on your toes, bend your knees, rock back on your heels. Up on your toes, bend your knees, rock back on your heels. Up on your toes, bend your knees, rock back on your heels. So this first part is really hard for some people to get. Up on your toes, bend your knees, rock back on your heels. Up on your toes, bend your knees, rock back on your heels. Up on your toes, bend your knees, rock back on your heels. Okay, part 2 is chin down, chin up. Chin down, chin up. Chin down, chin up. Part 3 is palm up, palm down. Throw the arms back. Palm up, palm down, throw the arms back. Now, what is the benefit of all this? Number 1, when you go up on your toes, bend your knees and rock back on your heels, you're back flushing the lymphatic system from the bottom. The ankle is the bottom of the lymph system. The largest lymph gland is in your armpit. The secondary lymph glands are in your groin area. So as you go up on your toes, bend your knees, rock back on your heels, you're back flushing the lymphatic system from the bottom. When you go palm up, palm down, and throw your arms back, you're flushing the lymphatic system from the top. As you rock back and forth, you're flushing the lymphatic system from the middle. So that's why this is called the lymph swing. Now, the calf muscle is called the second heart because it literally squeezes the blood back to the heart. So you absolutely need to use your calf muscles on a daily basis for your heart and your lymph system. Number 3, your trapezius muscle, okay? The trapezius muscle is called the traps for short because your emotions get trapped in your trapezius. So this is something that we don't like to see, is when your shoulders go up tight around your ears. Now the next thing is the arm, hand up, hand down. So if you put your finger in your armpit, you can feel the lymph gland, and you go up and down, you can literally feel your lymph gland opening and closing. So that's why we do this. Now, thymus gland is halfway between the center of the breastbone and the top of the throat. So that's where the thymus gland is. The thyroid is in the side of the neck. Pituitary is in the front, pituitary is in the back. So when you go down, you're activating thyroid, thymus, and when you go back, you're activating pineal pituitary. Now there's 7 endocrine glands. So we have the pancreas, we got the adrenals, and we have the gonads, which is the ovaries and the testicles. So as you just go up and down like this, you're actually flushing the entire neuroendocrine system. Now the last piece of this is the sacral bone. The sacral bone is a triangular shaped bone at the base of the spine. And the sacral bone protects the sacral pump, which squeezes the blood, the fluid, back up to the brain. So you have a sacral pump that pushes the cerebral fluid down, and you have a sacral pump that pushes it back up. So cerebral spinal fluid lubricates the brain, the eyeballs, and the spinal cord. So you have this fluid going up and down and up and down. So now we're going to put all 3 together. Up on your toes, palm up, palm down, bend the knees, rock back on the heels, chin up. Chin down, palm up, palm down, bend the knees, rock back on the heels, chin up. And there's one last thing. As your arms go up and down, you open and close the ribs. And what that does is increase the capacity of the lungs to hold air. And the more air in your lungs, the more you can purify the blood. So there's 9 different benefits to doing this one exercise. Now, how many times do you do it? 88 times. That's just under 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, 3 times a day, plus whenever you get stressed out at work, at home, anywhere you are. Now please notice I'm not leaning forward. All I'm doing is going up on my toes, my chin is down. And you'll notice that your breathing increases. You're going to get fuller, deeper breaths by doing this. You're going to notice that your leg tension goes away. You're going to notice that your leg pain goes away. So all my new students, they notice this the very first time they do it. After 3 days, they are so hooked on Qigong. So, there's a special offer. This class was absolutely free. There's a seminar tonight, 7:30. That's also free. But tomorrow, if you want to continue to learn about medical Qigong and how you can use it to build your immune system, increase your respiratory power, increase your circulation power, and your digestive and reproductive systems, and strengthen your musculoskeletal system, then you want to tune in tonight at 7:30 to learn the why before the how. So that concludes today's class, because okay, so I'm getting messages from my team that they want me to continue teaching the class. Okay, so we can do Q&A. If anybody who's watching the class, you can ask a question. My team will field the question to me and I'll give you the answer. So while we're looking for the questions, number one, there's external Qigong, which builds muscle and strength. And then there's internal strength, there's internal exercises that strengthen the 6 sphincters. The sphincters are ring muscles that control the throat, the esophagus, the pyloric valve, the ileocecal valve, the sigmoid colon, and the anus. So this internal exercise strengthens our reaction to stress. Now, what does that look like? Well, we have a sympathetic nervous system and we have a parasympathetic nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system is the accelerator. When something happens, you go, oh my God, look at that. The parasympathetic nervous system is the brakes. It says, okay, what was that? Do I need to be concerned about it? So as we hyper react to various situations in our lives, we become reactors. If we work on our breathing, our meditation, and our internal exercise, then we become actors. And all this ties into our brains. And I don't want to be redundant because I want you to tune in tonight to what's going to go on. Okay? So I don't want to give a lot of detail right this second. But as we do the swing arms, it strengthens the parasympathetic nervous system that allows us to not react, to put things in perspective, and allow us to make better choices. So when your shoulders are uptight around your ears, you restrict blood flow to the brain doesn't get enough oxygen, the brain doesn't get enough nutrients, and then you make bad choices. So, are there any questions?
There's no questions on the Facebook watch party, questions on the YouTube. There are people asking to stay longer, but they're not asking questions. It says, can you feel infinite abundance of love coming from Qigong right now?
From me, can you feel?
Somebody said, can you feel love coming from them?
Well, I'm giving out infinite love and abundance, which you should be able to tell from the look on my face. because I want everybody to be free. I want everybody to be happy. And I don't want to have any suffering in the world. And when I say that, I'm not just talking ridiculous. I'm saying that it's not what happens to you, it's how you react to what happens to you. So I could give a million examples, but I'm going to save that for the class tonight. So when I say I want to help people end their suffering, I want to help you end your reactions that cause your blood pressure to spike, that cause your nervous system to get wired, that cause your digestive system to want to fill itself, that causes your anxiety for your hamstrings to tighten up, which restricts blood flow to the kidneys, which then causes the adrenal glands to squirt adrenaline, which is what we call the fight or flight syndrome. So Qigong can help you with all of that.
Got a question from Bonnie Nordby. It said tongue position in the fire position, or just breathe freely?
Okay, for right now, we're not going to talk about tongue positions because that's advanced. If you're already a Qigong student, you can call me offline. I can give you a private class. There's 3 positions for the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and they all have different reasons. But this is a beginner. This is the intro class, so we're not even going to talk about the tongue.
All right, so I have a question, Dr. Love. Some of the people who are watching have never heard of Qigong. We had over 130 people watching live with us this morning.
That is wonderful. Okay, so Qi is the electromagnetically charged energy that flows through the blood. Okay, electromagnetically charged oxygen. Now, you can run, you can bicycle, you can lift weights. All that moves blood and blood oxygen. But it doesn't electromagnetically charge it. What electromagnetically charging the oxygen is rotational joint movements. Now, some of you may have had the experience of a balloon. You rub the balloon against your shirt, it sticks to the wall. That's called static electricity. Some of you might have seen somebody have a heart attack and they use electric paddles to jumpstart the heart. So we know that the body runs on electromagnetic energy. That's well understood. But we don't know how to charge that up. So at the end of a day, you get tired. At the end of a day, you're short of breath. Sometimes you notice your parents or your grandparents say, I need to sit down. I need a glass of water. Or I need something stimulating like coffee or soda, or I need a cigarette. So they're looking for something to recharge. So what the Qigong does is teaches you how to recharge. And I call that vitality. And the Qigong is vitality training. So I'm training you on how to recharge your own energy. And that's it in a nutshell. So Gong means hard work or exercise. So let's say you were an ice skater and you wanted to be professional. How often would you practice ice skating? Once a week, 3 times a week, or several hours all day, all week? If you wanted to be a tennis champion, would you play tennis once a week, 3 times a week, or would you practice several hours a day all week? Okay, we're human beings. We eat, we drink, we sleep, we move, we interact, we have emotional relationships, we have drama. All that creates stress, all that drains us. What is it that fills us back up again? And it's not just food. So what I'm teaching you with Qigong is how to refill your cup. And then you won't be short of breath and you won't be tired at the end of the day. For those people who are gym rats, you go to the gym, you work out an hour, 2 hours, however long you're there. When you leave the gym, are you feeling like this? Are you feeling tired and drained? When you leave my Qigong class, you leave my class like this. You leave charged up. So that is the proof of the pudding that you are doing the eating. So, any other questions, team? We've got 130 viewers. That's fabulous. Most of whom have never done Qigong before. I thought all my Qigong followers would be in on this. So let me tell you a short story. I've been teaching Qigong at the beach since 1999. I taught for free for 17 years. So from 1999 to 2015, I taught absolutely for free. And then I started charging. So I think I paid my dues to help people end suffering. So people ask me all the time, is this Tai Chi? Is this Kung Fu? So Qigong is an umbrella that includes martial, and there's 8 different types of martial Qigong. Xingyi, Bagua, Tai Chi, Kung Fu, Sanda, and so on. Then there's spiritual Qigong, and that Qigong is done to elevate the spirit, because we are animal, we are human, and we're divine. So what we want to do is raise the animal nature to the human, raise the human to the divine. And then there's medical Qigong, and that's my specialty as a doctor of Oriental medicine and as a Qigong master and grandmaster for 36 years. So I might look young, but I've been doing this a really long time. So my point to you is, get in on the Y tonight at 7:30. It's free. But then tomorrow, you're going to have to pay to get the information to save your life.
How much is it?
I don't know. I don't know what my team charged. Oh, it's $5 for the first week.
That's $1 a day.
And the second week it's $10, and after that it's $25 for the month. There's 20 classes a month for $25. You can't beat that with a stick. For the Blue Dragon Qigong Academy, I'm Grandmaster Dr. George Xavier Love. Thank you for watching.